Good morning. Hi, you guys. Happy Monday. March 21st, 2022. All right, so they're out there jackhammering. They're back to that again. You know how I love the jackhammer first thing Monday morning. Hammer time. So sorry if you got some feedback from that. All right, so, but like I said yesterday, it's like, just keep investing in love. I don't want to be mad at those guys, even though they've been at it since I moved into this place periodically for the last year. Whatever. Okay, so, what's shaking? Oh, yes, synergy coming together. Something's coming together. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in a new way of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet existing co-creations can give birth to a new reality. All right, so let's start Monday off on that note. I like that energy. This is a 5 card. That means change. Synergy brings change. Something is happening in not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. Just embrace it. You guys, just embrace it. You know, like I was saying yesterday, when you're making changes and I was talking about investing and betting on the odds, but the idea is that things take time to come together synergistically, and now is this opportunity of things to co-create in a way that gives birth to a new reality. And you have really done the work to create that space for yourself, and it's going to be pivotal that you continue to just allow and accept the things coming together. Like when you're in the path of least resistance, you're cultivating, you're in the actual being, in the ontological being of just being in that of what you're experiencing. And as long as you're vibrating in the higher vibration, it just feels like it's simple. It becomes simple. It becomes easy. It becomes synergistically in alignment with the experience of what you're manifesting. It's really lovely. You guys, I shared with you a while ago about the gene keys. I was doing the gene keys work, and it gives you a hologenetic profile of your DNA sequence. It's fascinating, but you can, and it's like an algorithm of your energy. It's like an algorithm of your actual DNA sequence. And one of the things in mine is about synergy and how you move through these energetic frequencies. For me, the shadow is dominance, being able to control things, being able to, kind of do it all myself, when really synergy is the gift. Coming together, working together, bringing things together in a natural allowing and accepting of opportunities. It's really kind of a profound evolution. But when you're in the space of trying to just do it, in a way that, that when you're pushing against versus allowing, that's where that resistance is. And resistance equals, resist, persist. So when you just surrender and allow for the path of least resistance to just show up and bring things together, it's just a new way of being. Yes, it is. It's exciting co-creation that gives birth to a new reality. Okay, so let's see what the tarot has to say for today. Monday. King of Cups. Six of Cups. Devil. Ace of Wands, Seven of Swords, Four of Cups, Seven of Cups, Ace of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Sun, Ace of Cups. I love that. Okay. So sevens are mystical numbers. Seven is an even elevated mystical number. So here's the deal. When you're really grounded emotionally and you see the opportunities to invest, like I was talking about yesterday, this is part of that conversation. It's like, I was saying how my friend taught me how to bet on the odds. All right. So the deal is sometimes, some days you're going to win some days you're going to lose some. But if you consistently bet on that odd, if you consistently invest day after day on that same equation, in the bigger picture, you're going to win. Because ultimately the odds might be 60-40. So you might lose some on some of those days, but in the bigger picture, you're going to receive a bigger return on your investment because you continue to show up and you continue to do the work. And some days it's not going to be easy. Some days it's going to be really difficult and you're going to have karmic energy that you're going to have to continue to overcome. And I had this download the other day where I was like, or I maybe had a dream. I don't remember what it was. Something was happening where I was like seeing how I'm choosing love, not karma. And how I can see that now. And how the things that I have done in the past have been karmic in nature. And I chose them because I still needed to learn those lessons. And as a result of that, I am coming into a clear space and grace of synergy, of an opportunity to really transcend into another realm of reality where things do naturally just come together from a space of love. It's no longer this Seven of Swords devil bullshit. It's no longer temptation that or disillusionment that might present itself in a way that you're like, manipulated or misguided or seduced into thinking that that might be something really good and nice, but at the end of the day, you know better. You know what is for your best and highest good. And because you've really spent the time really like looking, ruminating, look at all these opportunities I have. Look at what's really good for me. You see clearly what your wisdom now, the Ace of Swords. There's 3 aces in this reading. This is the second, this is happening. I can't even talk. Jesus, something is really bubbling to the surface. And it's really in alignment. I see Capricorn, Pisces, Leo. It's a mix. It's a combination of water, fire, earth, and this Ace of Swords, real clear truth. You're really seeing the truth now of what you need to do to bring things together. 3 of Pentacles. This card reminds me of it's like in the traditional tarot deck, it's like a partnership coming together with a spiritual, like divination piece of it. But in this deck, it's like a collaborative effort to build and create things. It's collaborative, grounded opportunity. So you see the truth. You see the truth now. You can see clearly now how to navigate in these frequencies that have been toxic for you. Devil energy that may have created you to be an emotional basket case King of Cups, Devil, that to me is an emotional basket case. And you know, you're transcending that. You're in this Ace of Wands energy, this fresh, new, inspired synergy. Like, that's some good energy. That's some sexy energy. That's like coming in hot. That's really nice, clean, fresh, pure inspiration. It's like when you think clearly, when the space and grace around you is like inspired and passionate, that cultivates a very fresh, synergistic ignition of flame within you, within the context of the evolution of who you're becoming. And so there's going to be this experience where you might get a little stuck in some, like I said, there's a combination of something super delicious here, fresh, yummy energy, with also some things that you're still working through. Like, there's this experience of maybe, you know, releasing the karmic ties, the toxic ties, the patterns, the disillusionment. There's also this experience, this for me, the Seven of Swords is like this. This is me. This is like, you find yourself in these situations. This is how I feel like I have made some decisions in my life. I found myself in some scenarios in my life where I was like, this doesn't work. I'm actually going to go out the back door really quietly. I'm going to sneak out the back. I'm just going to go over here and build something new. And it's just kind of like this experience where you're like, you know, duck and cover, like you're out. I'm out. Sometimes, like, I don't know if you've ever been at a party and left out the back or just snuck out of the party because you were like, I need to get out of here. That's kind of like this deal. It's like, I gotta go. This is no longer serving me. My mission is like screaming at me. It's like in my face and it's loud and I need to walk in that direction. And so there's this experience where you're kind of, you know, navigating that terrain, but you see it. And so now things can come together. Shine the light. The sunshine will shine the light. Ace of Cups, Sun. This is like the most beautiful combination of cards in the deck. The Sun is the happiest, joyous. For me, being in the Sun makes me really happy. And she's meditating and it's coming to her in her solar plexus. This is really, I got this, that's also that Leo energy. I got this in that reading yesterday when the Strength card came out. That's a Leo energy too. Strength is a feminine energy, but it's like she's really stepping into her power and being able to manage that aggression, that yang energy. It's like that combination. But this is like this Ace of Cups in the Sun. That is like shining the light on the love, okay? That is like the most beautiful, pure, fresh energy with things coming together. Three of Pentacles. So then you have these, you're kind of moving into unknown territory. That's kind of what this synergy card talks about. It's like saying, you know, you're moving into something that's very unfamiliar. It's the co-creation that gives birth to a new reality. So the moon is unknown. So we just had that full moon. We just had the vernal equinox. So here's what's happening. Moon, Four of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, awakening. So you're kind of in this unknown territory and you're kind of like maybe a little reserved in it. You're a little reserved in that energy because it's unfamiliar and you're just kind of being with it. You're just being in the space of like, let me just kind of conserve my energy and my resources as I ruminate on this slightly ruminate. Again, no resting on your laurels. And what that actually does is, I think over the course of the next 8 weeks, what's going to happen, I think there's a solar eclipse. I think in that eclipse energy, there's going to be some really big awakening to the movement forward. So you're kind of in unknown territory. You don't know what's happening. You're kind of like holding on, consuming your energy and your resources as you walk towards the light. What did I say last week? Walk towards the light, Caroline. This is it, you guys. Eight of Cups to me is walking towards the light. It's walking towards the mission. In the traditional tarot deck, all the cups are spilled, but the person is like, I don't care. I don't want those cups. Those cups were not satiating me. They were making me sick. So I would rather move over here in this direction because that's where the truth is. That's where the Ace of Swords, clarity, wisdom, insight is. It's not over here. I'm going out the back door. I need to get going. It is time. So, it's like I'm sneaking out the back. All right, let's see, you guys. So I think it's going to be important that as your heart ignites, as your heart and your solar plexus are working together to develop the ability to really step into some real clarity and heal from what has really been really difficult energy. So you're healing from the Ten of Swords, the truth of what has been what has broke your heart, what you've done to hurt yourself, what you've done to, here he goes, it's about to get hammer time. So when I think about things in my life that I've done that have been harmful, harmful, I guess you could call it that. When I've done things when I'm trying to understand when I'm trying to figure out what I'm learning in the lessons, because that's really what it's all about. What is this lesson trying to teach me? Why am I in this position? There's always a lesson. That's the point. Sometimes when I'm in in the past, when I've been in some experiences, one of the things that I have continued to anchor in is, rather than beating myself up, what is the lesson that I need to learn in this? Because there's clearly a reason why I'm in this. Why am I not in this? So what is the lesson that Spirit is presenting me with, so that I can see that, so I can learn that, so I can step into this truth and clarity, so that I can evolve out of that. That's the intention. But when you're in those experiences, it can be heartbreaking. There can be experiences in that space that can be heartbreaking, because you're like, fuck, I didn't know that. I didn't see that. I couldn't see my face despite my nose, or whatever. My nose despite my face. I don't know what that expression is, but it's in those moments when you are in these, you're not necessarily seeing it, but then you see it and you're like, oh God, that was a tough one. And you're now healing from that. There's this healing energy of star. You're now stepping into your star power. That's pretty cool. But it hasn't been without some intense truth. So, yeah, continue working and building on being in a spiritual space for yourself, because I think that's really what's going to create this invention that you're building, this thing that you're building, this experience, this new reality that you're building for yourself. It's going to be pivotal that you stay in alignment with your spiritual source connection. For me, that's what it's all about, being able to continue to realign in source, and trust that as I continue to navigate these energies in this terrain, that as long as I'm continuing to align in love every single day, even when those moments are difficult, even when I don't feel like I'm winning, as I continue to make this investment, it's going to be a pretty substantial return. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, Star. These big cards trump the Sun card. They trump all these lower vibration cards. So for me, that means that the bigger, higher vibrational frequencies are always going to beat out the low ones. Always. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, you're okay in this Aries energy, you're like moving in the direction the Fool, you're like reckless abandon, you're like, I'm going. Six of Swords. So the Aries energy, that fire energy is ignited in you, and it's causing you to move forward. It's causing you to move in the direction of peace, of a really calm future, in a really like thoughtful way, in a way that's like really present, conscious, intentional, and celebratory. Three of Cups, you're celebrating. You're celebrating the flow state as a result of allowing for this experience to kind of come together for yourself, allowing for synergy to come into your life at the path of least resistance. So like for me, getting caught up in lower vibration stuff just stumps me. So focusing on anything that isn't in alignment with the energy that I am manifesting prohibits me. It traps my vital life force energy. So if I can allow for the experience of things that make me annoyed or make me mad, or maybe in the past may have triggered me into behaving in a particular way, like getting mad about the fact that they're out there jackhammering or some dumb shit. It doesn't matter. It just, the point is that as long as you keep recalibrating and focusing on the higher vibration and allowing in the path of least resistance, the synergy to bring things together in a way that just manifests naturally because you keep recalibrating into that source frequency and being in the space of love, you start transcending into this calm, beautiful, thoughtful, higher vibrational celebratory flow state. So yeah, there's that. So just keep on keeping on. There's gonna be I think something's kind of bubbling in your space that might need to be like, you might need to sidestep it, or you might need to just be like, I'm not even gonna bother. That doesn't work for me. I can't even with this. I can't even have these conversations and these lower vibration experiences because it doesn't serve me. But you know, you might have to, like, I find myself sometimes in places where I'm like, oh, this is, I could focus on everything about this that is not in alignment with my truth, or I can focus on my truth and see how I can translate that into this experience, how I can empower the energy around me in the spaces and places that I'm in. I want to be the type of energy that goes into a space and place and raises the vibration, not settles down into the lower vibration. So how do I align my truth in that experience? How do I allow for what is to just be what it is as I'm co-creating a new synergistic reality for myself? That is allowing and accepting of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. Okay? Okay. Set healthy boundaries. Surrender now. Truth transcends illusion. Stay in your truth, you guys, and just surrender to the flow, and make sure you're setting healthy boundaries. So make sure you know where you end. Make sure you know what is good for you. Make sure you are staying conscious and remembering how to continue to realign and recalibrate, and just surrender to the path of least resistance. Surrender now. So armadillo, moth, dragonfly. So the truth transcends illusion. I love that card because it's like, as long as I continue to recalibrate in my own truth and you know, continue to Ace of Swords, see clearly, get all those negative, you know, trickling vibrational frequencies out from underneath me, I can hear what the source energy is bringing into my space. I can see it, I can hear it, I can feel it. It gives me the wherewithal to transcend whatever illusion I am being confronted with trying to navigate. And I'm just surrendering to the flow and allowing things to naturally come together because I have created the space for myself, because I have done the work to set the boundaries to create the space for myself. Okay. Happy Monday, you guys. Hope there was a message in this reading for you. See you soon.